Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Today, let's talk about one of the biggest struggles couples face. Ooh, mismatched desire. So, this episode's going to be about navigating different desire levels without shame and trying to figure out where you can kind of meet in the middle. So, you know what I'm talking about. One partner is always in the mood, and the other is like, can we not? I'm exhausted. And then suddenly, sex feels like chasing and running. One partner is constantly initiating, the other is constantly dodging, and both end up feeling stuck. One feels rejected, the other feels pressured and probably really guilty. Sound familiar? You're not broken, and your relationship isn't doomed, and this mismatch is actually super common and super workable and figure outable. So the problem isn't that you and your partner don't want sex at the same level. The problem may be how you handle the mismatch. All right, most couples are going to fall into two traps. You got the chaser avoider cycle, where the high desire partner pushes harder and the low desire partner pulls even farther away. And maybe they just like avoidant is their biggest, their middle name, right? They're pretending to fall asleep. They have a stomach ache. They're just not aware. They don't want to. They're just not there for it. And then you have the pressure shutdown cycle. This is where intimacy starts to feel like a demand instead of a choice. And then desire gets shut down completely. So the truth is, desire is rarely equal. It's very fluid. It's going to change with our stress, emotional connection, resentments we're holding in, right? What's under the fucking rug here? Life stages, hormones. And then if you stop making the mismatch mean something is wrong, you can start working with it instead of against it. All right. So, why does this mismatch feel so devastating? Because rejection hits hard, right? Humans are wired to crave acceptance. And then when we have this sex being declined, the high desire partner's brain often reads it as personal rejection. Not as a not tonight, but you're not enough. And that is going to activate deep insecurity. You know what I mean? Then we have pressure that just really kills libido, right? So it's like with that low desire partner, if you have constant initiation and you're saying no constantly, pressure is the fastest way to suffocate spontaneous desire, all right? The nervous system shuts down erotic energy whenever it feels cornered. And then mismatch feeds resentment, right? So if they're not both addressed, both partners start building stories, right? Like, I'm always the one trying, or they only want me for sex. Like, I cleaned the house, I did the dishes, it's resentment, right? And it's like, this is not good. And here's the kicker. Sex is only one way of numerous ways to express intimacy. But when mismatched desire is handled consciously, the entire relationship starts evolving around what's possible. It's so easy to focus on what's missing, right? So when it's not handled the right way, shit can go south. And it's really hard to even get back the longer you're in that mismatch phase, when it's just really, really hard for both of you. And you may not even be talking about it. You're avoiding it because maybe you haven't decided, what do I need to take the pressure off? What does the lower desire partner need? All right. If you think of it like a light switch with a dimmer, the switch itself is, like the gas and the brake in the car. All right. So the switch itself, on off, is the brake. All right. So if the brake is on, that means the switch is down, right? It's off. That means nowhere on the right side can you pull the dimmer up, right? But if you flick the light on and the dimmer's all the way down to the bottom, right? So your brake is off, the light is on. The dimmer's all the way at the bottom, all right? So you're like, maybe to start turning the light up just a little bit more. You're thinking about the things that help you maybe decompress, to take away pressure around sex. Maybe taking sex off the table completely is the best way to do that, and tell your partner, I'm looking just for snuggles tonight or a massage tonight, and I'd really not want to be pushed. I am open to things, but I don't necessarily want to say yes. Like, I will let you know. Like, it's okay to go ahead and start something and then be into it. It's harder to decide yes or no beforehand, right? Especially if you're the lower desire. You're not sure how much you want, right? So here's a golden nugget, your little action step for the week. Instead of asking, like, do you want sex? That's basically a yes or no question. That can often lead to shutdown because no is the easier answer for the low desire partner. When it's a yes, they're like, oh my God, I'm fully committed. Now I have to do all of this, right? Instead, why don't we ask, what kind of connection feels good for you tonight? That's going to create a spectrum instead of like a pressure point. Maybe it's kissing without expectation. Maybe it's erotic touch without penetration. Maybe it's cuddling. Maybe it's just oral. But the magic is both partners stay engaged and the higher desire partner doesn't feel ignored and the lower desire partner doesn't feel pressured, right? Like desire has room to grow because connection is prioritized, but also the ways we connect can be open to interpretation, open to be playing with, it's doesn't have to be full on penetration. All right. So if mismatched desire has been like the elephant in your bedroom, I want you to know it doesn't mean you're incompatible. It means you're human. Every couple or, throuple or more, we face seasons of mismatch, right? So like when we do one-on-one coaching, it's like if you and your partners are stuck in that chase dodge cycle, feels impossible to break out of, that's exactly what one-on-one coaching can help. Together, I help my clients reset the dynamic. We make new like guardrails here so you both feel desired, safe, and like open to initiate. We look at your initiation styles. We look at what you need for decompression so you can take down the armor of the day when stress is just absolutely swallowing you whole. All right? You will find the links in the show notes. But until next time, it's like, remember, like mismatched desire isn't a deal breaker. It's an invitation to continue to working for compromise. Working so both partners get what they want, even though they may be very different ends of the spectrum of, high desire, low desire. If this was anything good for you, go ahead and hit the like. I would really appreciate it. The channel would too. Until next time, my friends, thank you for listening, and pleasure's your birthright. We will talk to you soon.